structuring up. But what's making us be really concerned, I think, is that what used to be their strength with their offence is they can't get the ball inside 50. They're ranked 18th, and they can't kick a score. They've kicked 9 goals in round one and 5 goals last week. So they're ranked 17th in offence at the moment. So it really is hard, and we've got to ask the question, can they fix it at this point of the season?
So it's a 5-day turnaround between games, but we're going to assume that the work has been going on all summer.
Yep.
So what can you do in 5 days to try to get, presumably, what's been studied to materialise in the game?
Yeah, well, I think what's, to use other sports as an analogy, I think like almost every AFL team now plays a zone defence. So if you think about soccer, you don't play man-on-man anymore in footy. It's a little bit like soccer. You protect an area, but when a player runs into your area, you must defend that player. It's the same in soccer. It's the same with a zone basketball in defence, where you guard an area, so you're more effective in defence because you don't have to run as much. You just defend a part of the ground or a part of the court if you're thinking about basketball. But at the moment, for the Western Bulldogs, when a player runs into your area, they're almost refusing to jam them up, to man them up, to be harder to play against, to prevent those mark chains. So at the moment, the Western Bulldogs are almost playing like a game of basketball against their opposition. They're letting them transition down the court far too comfortably. Now, they may have been able to hide that concern a bit last year or over the last few years because they've been such a good offence side. They've been such a good contest side. Their clearance stuff has been excellent. And they've got so much talent in that team, which is frustrating. I know their fans would be listening thinking, like, why aren't these guys performing like they should be? Well, it just feels like they're looking at each other with confusion about how we should be playing. So can you fix it in 5 days? I don't think you can. Unless there is a mentality shift around, we're going to dial up our intensity with our pressure and our tackling and our ability to outwork our opposition defensively. So the only way that can be adjusted in 5 days is through effort and intensity. But I think the bigger picture is there has to be a change in the game plan.
And doing that within season, that's the truth, isn't it?
Well, I want to talk about John he changed the position early last year when something wasn't working defensively. Longmire fixed it. They had a similar problem to the Swans last year. Early in the season, remember they almost got beaten, and Jeremy and I, you and I did this game last year. The Swans were almost beaten by North Melbourne early in the season, and they couldn't defend transition. They were defending too deep, and Longmire, to his credit, was able to change that within early in the season. They were grand finalists. They became one of the hardest teams to play against by season's end. So it can be done, but it's not a weekly fix. But there's one other thing, Jared, and this is, it's been happening in footy for 100 years, and it's particularly something that you have to deal with the current type of players that we're coaching. If I'm playing for any other team except Collingwood at the moment, I want to play like Collingwood. So I want to go to my coach and say, can we please play like what they're playing like? Because it looks fun. They're winning. They're playing this really expressive style. They're defending really well also. So why aren't we playing like them? And that's the question, I think, as a senior coach now. You're looking, I'm thinking of all these really defensive teams at the moment too, saying maybe we need to add a bit of expressive nature to our offence, because if I'm the Western Bulldogs, I've got the talent, but we're just not defending and we're not hitting the scoreboard. So how do we adjust it? Can we play like Collingwood are playing? Can we play like some of these other sides now that are attacking more and we're seeing more offence? So that's the question that I think, particularly with the Western Bulldogs, that they'll be talking about this week at match committee, and how can we change a game plan in season.
So is tonight the classic passion piece? So you can't fix the strategy or structure necessarily. You've just got to appeal to the passion side of it.
That's right. And I think we talked about it a little bit last year, Jared. I remember you call upon your leaders, but also too you call upon your leaders in your division. So you need someone to, in the forwards, the midfielders and the defenders, to lead that group in setting some goals and objectives, some KPIs that are measurable at the end of each quarter. So when you come in, and it might be a tackle count, or it might be marks against in your area. It might be goals from turnover, but something that's easily measurable for each division that you can hold each other accountable to. But I'm with you, Jared. Tonight is all about passion. It's about you want to see a Western Bulldogs brand that's been in the jumper for all those years. Not this uncontested, easy to play against, so many marks against. The passion piece tonight is pivotal.
And this should be, in what we've experienced with Luke Beveridge, this is his long suit. So that's why I think tonight is so instructive. Is he should be able to get that emotional surge from his team. That's what he's been able to draw on. If that's not there, then I feel like that has even more ramifications than what we've seen over the past couple of weeks.
No, you're right, Jared. And I've always admired Luke Beveridge as a coach because the way that he turned the Bulldogs around really quickly, got him into a grand final, won a premiership, obviously, really quickly in the piece. He was everyone's best friend. The players loved him. He was always smiling.